Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Mr. Lawal Taufik Adebayo, your favorite civic education teacher at CTY Model College, Ibadan. You are welcome to this week edition of civic education class. Last week, we looked at the definition of a constitution. We defined constitution as a whole body of fundamental laws, written or unwritten, legal or extra-legal, according to which a society is governed. This was the definition given by that erudite political scientist and theorist, Austin Rani. Then we also considered some sources of our constitution. These include customs and traditions, history of a people, conventions, works of intellectuals, philosophers, and social theorists, judicial precedents, acts of parliament, and so on. These are what we looked at in the previous lesson. For this week, we shall examine some importance of constitution in a democracy. As you must have properly understood it that a constitution is one of the pillars of democracy. This implies that there cannot be a successful operation of a democracy in a state until there is a constitution that will govern the activities of the people of the state. Both the ruled and the rulers are expected to have their activities conform to provisions of the Constitution. So, the following are some of the importance of our Constitution in a democracy. Number one, the Constitution states the modus operandi of our government. This is referred to as the system of operation of our government. For Nigeria, as an instance, Nigerian Constitution makes us understand that Nigeria is a federal state. As such, federalism is operational in the country. So it is the constitution of the country that helps us state the system of operation of government. So Nigeria is a federal state. Number two, it states the type of party system that a country will operate. Some countries of the world operate a mono-party system, that is one party system. Some organize two-party system, while some other countries of the world organize multi-party system. They all have these party systems traceable to the type of constitution that they have adopted. Nigeria, as a country, for instance, operates a multi-party system. This explains the reason why there were more than 93 parties that took part in the last general elections in their country. Number three, it prevents leaders from arbitrary use of power. That is, the Constitution prevents leaders from using their powers arbitrarily. By the time we examine this, it will say that our Constitution prevents leaders from becoming too powerful and dictatorial. For a Constitution usually states the limits of powers that a leader can exercise in our democracy. So, the Constitution prevents leaders from being arbitrary in their use of power while governing the states. Number four, it serves as a symbol of sovereignty. Constitution serves as a symbol of sovereignty for the country by giving such a country the chance to be self-determined. It means that such a country of the world has a self-determination, meaning that no other country of the world can tell such a country what to do. So, such a country is strictly independent, and she has the sovereignty in operation. Number five, it names the origin of the government and specifies their functions and relations to one another. The constitution of a country is expected to state the origin of the government. It is also expected to specify the functions of each component of government and how they are to interrelate in matters of national importance. That is, it is to prevent encroachment into the functions of other arms of government. Number six, it states the rights and duties of citizens. A constitution is expected to indicate the rights as well as duties that are expected of citizens. Every citizen of a country, most especially a democratic state, is expected to have certain rights that must be enjoyed by them. These rights don't come in vain. There are to be certain duties that are to accompany the rights. So, as you are enjoying your rights, your fundamental human rights, you are also expected to carry out certain duties towards the progress of your country. In this note, a constitution states the rights and duties of citizens. Number seven, it protects the rights and liberties of an individual in a country. The Constitution prevents the rights as well as freedom that every individual living in a country is expected to enjoy. This prevents lawlessness, for no one is expected to trample on other person's rights. Number eight, it places checks and balances on the organs of government. Constitution puts certain checks and balances on the organs of government to prevent encroachment, as mentioned earlier on. The organs of government that we have, Nigeria, for instance, now has three organs of government. These are the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. Each organ of government is expected to carry out certain functions. That is, a legislative arm of government is not expected to carry out the functions of the executive. So, the functions that each organ of government is to carry out has been stated in the Constitution. Number nine, it maintains political stability in the country. The Constitution helps maintain stability in the country, most especially when it comes to the method of power arrangement, as well as how power can change hand after a general election. A constitution states and maintains how power arrangements must be made, as well as it also states certain power sharing formula. This we shall look at. So very soon. So maybe in one of our lessons that we shall discuss maybe in few weeks time. So a constitution maintains stability in the country to ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order. Number 10, it specifies the types and features of government. Constitution specifies the types as well as features of government by stating what type of government we have in place and what are the roles expected of such a government, as well as some other things that are related to the successful operation of such a government in a state. In conclusion, we have looked at the importance of constitution towards effective operations of a democracy in this lesson. It is thus obvious that as a pillar of democracy, constitution is a vital document in a democratic state. Assignment questions. These are the assignment questions you have to work against next week. One, state the three organs of democracy. Two, highlight five importance of democracy, of constitution in democratic states. Do have a splendid week ahead. Bye for now.